Hello, you see me in Hastings. I'm on an area known as the Stade, and I've started off with the AEC Militant. This is used in the army. I was chatting off cam. Yeah, alright. No, discussing about this off camera, and I thought, because I know the Matador was used in the British military and was sold off. This is called a Militant, a bit later on. According to the number plate, it's probably 1963. And AEC means Associated Equipment Company. Yeah, so I'm currently down in Hastings. There's artillery, I think, because the way the axle is, someone actually said about it. Right, I'm going to move over now because there's a couple of World War II Jeeps over in this corner. Most of the vehicles haven't arrived yet, so I'll try and video as they're coming in. This is a road run from Sevenoaks all the way down to Hastings. I'm currently at Hastings, so
it's a big packed full of vehicles in about half hour.
Yeah, so here's a couple of World War II Jeeps. So this is the this is a World War II Jeep. Commemorative military road run. So basically this is celebrating the time that the AA with a load of people decided in 1909, let's give people a lift down to the coast just to demonstrate that motor vehicles were with responsible people, and also how to move an army. If we move over here now, we're now going to come across a Land Rover Defender. Looks like a 1986 plate. Land Rover hardly changed on all the time, you know, the Defender and all that, it hardly changed. But yeah, this is it says military police on this one. Wouldn't want them turning up. Have to behave yourself when you're in the forces. If we go around here, we see another World War II Jeep. Just trying to think what branch of service this is. Yeah, but this is another World War II Jeep, so it's really hard for me to try and remember which ones are the ones made by Willis and which ones are made by Ford. So this is the interior of a Jeep, very simple stuff. The other is, you notice the paintwork, that can actually, paintwork, anything like that could be done. You can fix this even with bombs dropping around you, because that's essentially how it's designed. So if you've got a problem with the engine or anything like that, you just fix it. Really easy. We're just going to go along here now. I will be going around the show again during the day, because I've just spotted another World War II Jeep. There's also a couple of Land Rovers, or as some people call them, Landies. So if we just right, so we see another World War II Jeep, and this one has markings for USAAF, so that's, I think it's US Army Air Force or something. So they didn't establish an Air Force until after the Second World War. It was all to do with, I don't know how they organised it. I think they organised it under the Army and Navy, I think. So here's another Land Rover Defender. I think it's a Defender. It could be a, oh wait a minute, probably is a Series 3, maybe a Series 2, I don't know. They hardly changed in all the time they were about. Here's another Land Rover in desert colours. Yeah, so this is a Land Rover in desert colours. I'm just trying to think, that's probably a Defender, I'm not sure. It could be a Series 3, it looks quite modern. Defender. Yeah, because that's something I've observed. Series 1, 2 and 3 hardly changed, and then it becomes Defender, and it's just essentially the same shape, just little changes.
Bigger engine, this will pull anything. Unlike the series, they just haven't got power. With these 300 TDI engines, they'll pull anything.
Yeah, and then they decided to get rid of it, and now they've bought it back.
Yeah.
But it's not how it is, not how it was.
The only reason they had to get rid of it is because of the EU. It didn't meet EU regulations.
Oh, the emissions and safety and design and all that rubbish.
When someone hits the front of that, it will hurt. They don't.
No, because I see a lot of these at classic shows. So you see the Series 1, the 2, 2A, 3s, and then they start calling them 110s or 90s, and then they call them Defenders. And it looks like desert colours, this.
This is, yes, this one's XRAF.
This is like, well, Desert Storm's not the only time we've been out there, but
No.
been out there a few times.
Also, I've got a Series 3 with 50 cow and
I noticed it also has a snorkel on it, on the driver's side. Is that air intake or?
Yes, the air intake, yes, so I can actually wade it and it won't cut the engine out.
Yeah, 'cause that's what the snorkel was about, I think. Because
And I can vouch for it. You can have water that far off that snorkel and it still won't cut out.
oh right, that's,
I can vouch for that 100%.
I also noticed on the table there's a AK-47. I think there were other AKs. There's
Yeah, but that's
AK.
most that everyone recognises.
Yeah, AK-47, then it was AK-74, AKM, AKS. Yeah, there was a whole family of it.
Oh yes.
AK meaning Avtomat Kalashnikova, 1947. I'm not very good on pronunciations.
Neither am I.
But, I think just about every third world army does
Everyone
know.
Yeah, everyone knows them.
Very simple to use,
Yes.
very user friendly.
And you can cover them in anything you want and they'll still work.
Want a handgun?
And then
Bury it
also,
in sand, mud, anything will still work.
because I also noticed as well, Land Rovers are quite user friendly, aren't they? Easy to fix, hard to change.
That's why the British Army are having fun at the moment trying to get the replacement.
But you can't replace
They
something like
can't
that.
find nothing as good to replace it.
No, well,
But the problem is now they can't get parts for the old stuff.
This isn't everything.
that's why they're changing.
Yes, that's the only reason they're changing it. It's harder to get parts now.
Look out, here comes the law. It's behind you.
Water, and this is World War One.
Officer Dibble. Sorry, just had to drop that one. Yeah, I'm sort of looking at this, and I just think you can't. Why do you think the Americans have stuck with something called a B-52 bomber? They've never been able to replace it, and you can't replace this. So someone somewhere is going to have to think, well, if you can't get parts for the engine on one of these,
Thank you.
should they not go and just repower them with something else?
Yeah. Personally,
Instead of-
these are all 4 cylinders. They should do a copy of one of these, the 300 TDI in a 5-cylinder engine, and
Yeah.
it will pull anything you want.
Yeah.
And there's only two
You don't-
electric wires you need to run that
This is
engine.
heavy one. This is
One for the
really
starter, one for the injection pump. That's all you need.
That's almost as simple as a Cummins.
From Navy.
So I know the
Two
Americans
wires.
build a diesel engine that's that simple, it only has one wire.
That's the problem why they're so easy to get stolen.
What's that?
You only need 2 lives.
Ah,
What's that?
that is a downside.
Yeah. That's why this one has 4-wheel clamps on it and it's boxed in.
Right. Deary me.
I couldn't afford to replace it.
And
No.
the state guns are all World War II, aren't they? Don't they?
Yes,
have a
the
look.
Mark V is an original. It is a
I've
World War
already
II,
had a look at that table.
not punched.
I had a look at this one. I
And
noticed.
the way you tell that is
I bought some of the all modern stuff
World
where
War II
Danny's
ones
got all
will have
the
it on
older
Roman
stuff.
numerals.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
After 46, like
Well, I think-
37, they put a number 5 there.
And a lot of people are saying about,
So,
oh no, we
if
might need
somebody's
to
got
call
one of these
people up.
and
But the
they
thing
tell
is,
you
though,
it's
if you
a
got
one,
that,
always have a
you
look at
can't
the
make
number on here.
that many
If it's just a
quickly.
normal number 5, then
Whereas,
it's after the World
yeah,
War II. If it's
how would you
Roman
do it?
numerals and it's
British
World
Army
War
have got
II,
so many of these stockpiled, it's unreal.
so all right in that direction.
Yes,
But
there's
They're
more.
I must,
You'll be-
I
you'll be
must
shocked.
admit though,
That gentleman's.
well, it's not going to happen to me. I'm too old,
I'm
too ill,
too
too old,
knackered.
too old, too ill.
They asked me to run the infantry car park, I couldn't do it.
You know, I was saying it.
I'd go there.
Thinking to myself, they've got orange
Nice and easy.
Yep.
What they call in computing circles, user friendly.
Yes.
I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't come to that because
No, but it
I'm
won't.
too busy doing other things.
You do it that way.
But yeah,
It's done, you put it
no, I just thought about the colour in it. I thought it's desert colour like Golf,
Yep.
the first one, not the other one,
Second one.
second one.
or put it in one of those.
So chances are that particular paint code ended up in Basra somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
As well as everything else.
And then,
That's why at the moment, that's why it looks like a patchwork quilt.
oh right.
And they have to run.
The front bumper is supposed to be the same colour and it comes through liar.
Oh right.
Imagine carrying that
No, I
So,
just
yeah.
yeah. So it's, and I think to be honest with you, they perfected the design and they only changed it just to slightly modernise it.
Yeah.
So really, we shouldn't have had to change away from this. So,
Shouldn't really.
but I bet we do.
Oh yeah.
Because I noticed with the Jeeps, they last a long time.
Oh yes.
You got the CJs, then it's become TJs, and I see the spiritual successor to that as being the Jeep Wrangler. And I saw one yesterday and I thought, I want one. But I know that this essential design goes way back,
Yeah.
Pull it there. Yeah.
like really way back.
But unfortunately,
I think
I'm a Land Rover nut, so I've got 4.
Yeah. Well, Land Rovers are brilliant anyway. I think, I don't know if we were trying to copy the Jeep or whether it's our idea.
Yeah.
You know.
No, we
Sort of copying the Jeep, but
kind
we
of,
did it
yes,
our
but
way.
yeah.
No, that's for you, young man.
Yeah. Wouldn't say it's that, well,
We done it our way.
done it our way.
Being
So,
honest, I reckon it's
Sit
better.
on the Jeep.
yeah. And a lot more longer lasting, and people bought these,
You're welcome.
well, there was
You're
no
back for
successor
more.
to it.
No. There is-
They've
there
come
is.
up with
Do you know
something
the worst
called
of
the
it?
Defender, which is more modern, but it's not like
How
this.
somebody throws away such a lead, I do not know.
And I think there was an equivalent to it like the Discovery.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyways,
Our two sons
cheers for your time. I think I've spotted another couple of vehicles.
Matt,
But,
Yeah, I've never
I think Danny has.
yeah, so I think I've just spotted another couple of vehicles. I will say cheers for your time. If we go over here now, another couple of vehicles have in fact turned up, and as I was chatting about the Land Rover Defender and the fact that they've never really been replaced as a design. It's one of those designs that you can't replace it. It's almost as though Land Rover Defenders, the 110s, the 90s and Series 1s, 2s, 2As, 3s, was just perfect straight out of the box. So we see I think it must be a Land Rover Series 2, I suppose. Series 2 or 2A perhaps. I notice there's a slightly... Notice that they got the spare wheel sitting on the bonnet, which is right next to a Jeep. And he's going to crack the bonnet open so we can have a look at the engine, mate, perhaps. So there's I don't know if it's a World War II Jeep, but there we are, the Go Devil 4-cylinder there.
1943.
1943, so a World War II job
Yes, World War II. Did see some action, but it was for the Australians.
for the Australians.
So this is an Australian Jeep. But they were made by
'cause I
Ford
think-
and Willys.
Yeah, because I think Willis, it's Willis or Willies?
Willys.
Willies.
They were the ones that
Some
won
people call it Willis, but
That's it. It's all the same. They were the ones that won the contract, but they couldn't build enough. Then the government said Ford can do it as well.
yeah, I think Ford got F on some of their parts.
Absolutely everything. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So is this a Willis or a
Ford.
Ford?
This is an actual Ford.
Now notice the engine though is Willys or Willis. I think that's a Go Devil,
They call them a Go Devil. Yeah. Well,
which is a 4-cylinder, 2.2, 60 horsepower, side valves. So
flathead.
flathead,
Yeah.
side valves in other words, because the valves are in the block going upwards, and but you can't get more than, what's the compression ratio? It's no more than 6. It's
No, they're up a little bit from that. They're about 7 or 8 to 1.
7 or 8.
Yeah, that way they could run on multi-fuels.
Oh.
With low compression, you wasn't particular to having a specific octane. It could run on higher stuff or lower stuff.
Oh right, yeah, because I always thought with a side valve or flathead,
Yeah.
you couldn't go more than 6 to 6.5 to 1. But they must have done the same with the pistons or the head.
You might know more than me, but I was led to believe that it was about 7 to 1 because that's an easy starting engine. If you go lower compression than that,
right.
if you go down below that, the 5 or 6 to 1 or 4 to 1, which is the Harley Davidson, the flathead twins.
Oh, I think
they
I've
had
seen those.
twin tanks, and they could run one on paraffin, but they had to start it on petrol. And once they got it running and warmed up, then they could switch it over to paraffin, which meant that they could run it on paraffin, avgas, whatever was available that they could find. They
So
could put it in.
anything that just burned, they just whack it in there.
Pretty much. They weren't worried about pollution at that stage.
Well, in a situation like that, you wouldn't. I also notice with Jeeps, the paintwork, although brilliant, is you can fix that on the battlefield. So if you need to do something with the paint or fix the engine or anything
It's
like
not
that.
spray finish, it's a brush finish generally.
Brush, yeah.
When they come through originally, when they're made, they're all dipped and painted or sprayed, they go through a booth or whatever. But if
Yeah.
you think about it, you've got seasonal changes. So you wouldn't want a bright green one ending out in the desert, or depending
Yeah.
where you go, you just whack it on.
Yeah,
And what they
'cause-
used to do, and even back in the 50s and 60s,
Yeah,
is put
'cause
some grease over the lights and paint.
Yeah, because I remember, I won't say a particular TV program, but it had the tall man and he had the wheelie dealer himself, and they got hold of a Jeep, and I think the tall man was the one fixing the vehicle, and he goes that you could fix this out on the battlefield, and that's how they designed it.
Yeah. Everything from one of these Jeeps is interchangeable with the Willys Jeep. All of them are exactly the same, and easy to repair.
Yeah,
And pretty much, I think,
Sort of
3
focus.
spanners you need.
focusing on the Go Devil, weren't I? But yeah, Go Devil, probably a really easy engine to work on.
They're not too bad, yeah. It's like anything,
Is that-
though, isn't it?
Yeah, because I look. It's been to D-Day week, I think.
Yeah, went to D-Day. It's been twice to D-Day. Went last year for the big one.
Oh,
and it's been
yeah.
to Souchez, to like, all over France.
You see how simple it is in the interior.
Yeah.
Be easy to fix.
Yeah, door hinges are never a problem on this.
Well, there's no door.
Exactly.
I think it's got 3-speed.
Windscreen wipers.
So someone's driving. Someone's actually going to be operating that, because they're going to be concentrating on driving while, say, well, I don't know. there'd be an officer in the back, wouldn't there? Or someone needing a lift.
It all depends what they're doing and where they're going. A lot of them will run around solo, and then the driver would just wipe it when he wants to see. But I mean, back in those days, you just put, like nowadays we get Rain-X, and you put it on there, and it just dispels the water as long as you can get a little bit of speed on it.
Yeah, because you sort of think, at some point, an American general's probably ridden in something like this. At least to...
And a British general. It wasn't just the Americans.
Yeah, because I think we were using them pretty early on during the war anyway.
Yes, we were buying them for here. You get British Jeeps, American Jeeps. I mean, you've got USA probably there. I mean, the star on the bonnet isn't an American star, that's the Allied star.
The Allied star, so that's the one
all
after...
the Allies would have that star on them to designate
Was that
Allies.
was that after D-Day? D-Day being...
D-Day
Yeah, because
brought
there was a
out some-
particular star.
The D-Day ones, the Normandy ones for D-Day, was mainly the Dakotas had the extra white stripes on the wings of the planes.
Oh, right.
So there was a lot of different markings, but these were designated, they were Allied, the big star on the bottom.
Yeah, because I do like these. I actually like these. And I don't know if it's still true now that there's so many spare parts for these. You could actually make more of these if you wanted.
There probably are more of them now than there was. It's not as bad as the AC Cobras, where there's more of them as a replica than anything else. But yes, you can now go and buy the turbo chassis and everything else like that.
Yeah,
You can build a brand new one.
Oh, speaking of Jeeps, I've just spotted another one and it says it's a Fuzzy Duck. I like the fact they got nicknames on these. What's the nickname for this one? Hasn't got one. Yeah, because there's Fuzzy Duck there. But I also, before I go, I noticed in America though, yeah, they like to make hot rods out of any classic. They've turned some of these into hot rods. They call them Jeep rods. You just get that, you stick a V8 in it and just hope it works. That's essentially what they've done. But yeah, nice to meet you, sir. Yeah, so this is another World War II Jeep, or I don't know. It's called Fuzzy Duck. And it's just arrived. And just think though, if you want to get an off-roader, you're going to want something simple. Simple but brilliant, just there. Brilliant little things these. But yeah, I don't think anything else has turned up yet, but so I'm gonna give it a bit of a, yeah, it's got the, I'm gonna actually ask about this. It looks as though it's done D-Day week as well, so Bayeux and Aromont. I'm not really up on my French, unfortunately. They really. But you notice it always has tools.
Yeah, why don't you just tread on the seat and climb out, though?
Why don't you make some dance
About it. That's what happens when you give a boy a man's job.
giving up on that.
Notice how simple it is and how easy it would be to maintain. Is this a Willys or
This is a Willys.
Willys.
Yeah.
So I've
it's
seen a Ford
1942.
one. That's 1942. Yeah, because I saw a 1943 Ford. And I keep trying to remember how to identify Fords and Willys. So I think Fords, they got an F on some of the parts.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an F.
That's what I've been led to believe.
Yeah, the Ford parts have F on them. But most of them have got a bit of everything on them. Because they go to the Cornmaster stores and just grab whatever they could get hold of in the field. So.
Yeah, because I noticed with the paintwork, you can actually fix that on the battlefield as well if you wanted.
Oh, we just paint.
I think it, and this presumably is the Go Devil that's under the bonnet.
Yeah.
The Force End.
2.2 side valve. Yeah.
Yeah. or someone corrected me, flathead. And I said, what's the compression ratio? Because I've always been led to believe that the side valves was no more than 6-to-1 compression, but apparently it's 7 or 8. But I don't know.
I don't know, mate.
No.
I don't fix them, I just drive them, as our friend in Kelly Zero said.
Oh, oddball. I don't fix these things, I only ride in them. Yeah, I remember that bit. Why he's not helping to fix the tank, because they managed to break something on it. He left it to Moriarty, the mechanical genius.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one, yeah, that's one of my favourite films. So as soon as you gave that reference, I just suddenly remembered it, actually. I know it's a 3-speed manual, but I think, isn't there some sort of transfer box or something like that?
Transfer box in the front, and you can put it in 4-wheel drive, high and low ratio, so you've got 9 forward gears and 3 reverse gears.
Oh, right. Because I know there's a 3-speed manual there that's that's padlocks.
Yeah, so one of the levers puts it into 4-wheel drive, and then the other's high and low ratio.
Oh, right. So there's more than 3 speeds then. So that wasn't really made clear when I was...
3 speeds in high ratio and low ratio 4-wheel drive, and you've got 3-speed gearbox in just normal rear 2-wheel.
Yeah,
3 speeds are slow.
You're very rarely
slow,
and
parked.
parked, yeah.
that sounds about...
I mean, I've only ever used this in 4-wheel drive probably about twice in the mud.
Yeah.
To tow, and that was to tow someone else, because normally even in the mud these things they very rarely get stuck. Even in the mud at Beltring, the old War and Peace show never used to get stuck in the mud.
Oh, War and Peace show, that used to be up at
Beltring.
Just trying to think where that was.
The hop farm.
The hop farm, yeah. Paddock Wood.
Yeah.
I never did get to go to that. Never got round to it. And it's like with a lot of things. I want to get round to things, I just don't get round to it. Yeah, I'm annoyed with myself over that one, to be honest.
Do you want me to take your picture, Ben?
Yeah, so that's an actual Willis, or Willies. Is it Willies or Willis? But yeah, that essentially is what this helped the free world, like, yeah, so this essentially helped the free world win.
Always picking up girls in that.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything about that, but yeah, this is what's gathered so far. I'm gonna wait for some more vehicles to turn up, but yeah, they've not all turned up yet, because you know what timing's like with classic vehicles, it can slip a bit. So I'm going to end this video on the AEC Militant. It's like, look at that, it's just, isn't an AEC such a magnificent beast? That is a magnificent beast. Jeeps, Land Rovers, like, cool. Now I'm not advocating we do anything that's bad to each other, but sometimes if you have to go out and do a job and get that job done, I notice with ex-military vehicles they can get that job done, because I know with the AECs there's something called a Matador, which they sold off a lot of them just after the war to like fairgrounds and anybody that did forestry. Something like this, a Militant, could have been sold off into civilian use to do various jobs, because they're just built tough, also quite cheap to, well, cheapish to run. Well, anyway, I'm going to shut the video down now, because I'm going to make another one in a minute, unless something else has just turned up. No, I don't think something else has just turned up.